Good evening, everyone. Wanted to record this video to, I guess, tattle on myself, I guess, for lack of a better term. But seriously, though, you've heard me share on here on social media left and right. I beat this drum pretty much every day about putting ourselves first and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Because in order to be at our best for everyone and everything else going on in our lives, and that's important to us, we need to be at our best. So, and me being a human being first, who is flawed, who makes mistakes, who makes wrong choices, all that, just like anybody else, I have to check myself every now and again. And this is one of those times. To give you a little backstory, injured myself last week playing softball. Not quite sure yet what's wrong with it, but we're thinking some sort of semblance of tear in my calf muscle, and been going to doctor's appointments, trying to figure out what's going on and getting and checking this and checking that. Well, I got a call from one of the orthopedist office that I'm working with, and they wanted to schedule a DVT exam, a blood clot exam, to make sure that there's no blood clots in there. Well, so I immediately go for my phone and look at my Google Calendar, because as many of you know, I'm same thing with all of you. If it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. So I start looking at my calendar, and the woman on the phone starts giving me some different options. Hey, we got this time today, that time today, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at my calendar, oh, I can't do that because of this meeting, can't do that because of that. Then I had to stop myself. And I preface this by saying I stopped myself because of something this woman on the other end of the line said. This is your health we're talking about. Duh, absolutely right. And I needed to hear that, because I was looking at it like, oh, I've got this meeting and that meeting and this call and that call. So I needed to kind of be, snapped out of it, I guess. And it happens to me too, happens to everyone, so trust me, I can relate to how all of you feel when it comes to that. You're trying to balance so many different things. And when something happens health-wise, we're trying to minimize the impact that has on everything else in our lives. But our health has the biggest impact on everything in our lives. So if we don't take care of it, if we don't make it number one on our list, it can have a very telling impact on our lives, and not in a good way. So when she said that, I was like, all right, you got this time? I said, you go. She said, yes, book it. And I made my way across the bridge into Wilmington and went to get the DVT exam done. And it turns out I do have a blood clot in my leg, in my calf muscle, or just between a vein between my calf muscle and my knee, that I wouldn't have known about, which explains a lot. There's a lot of swelling in my leg right now, so that would explain, quite a bit of that. But like I said, I chose to record this because I want you to know that I'm a human being as well, who makes mistakes and makes poor choices and falls back into old bad habits, just like anybody else does. And so I'm, holding myself accountable by sharing this with all of you, to let you know that for a moment there, I wasn't practicing what I preach, and I had to snap out of it, or in this case, be snapped out of it, by something that this woman said. And I appreciate that she said it, because I needed to hear it. And realizing that it is my health we're talking about. My health impacts all of it, my family, myself, my business, my clients, all of it. So I have to take care of myself as best I can. And I have to set the right example too for all my clients. If I'm not going to do it, why would I expect anybody I work with to do it? Sounds fair, right? Why would they do it if I won't? And my goal is to always do not only what I say I'm going to do, but always do what I expect others to do. If I can't do it, then it's just hollow words. But I thought I'd share that with you. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm walking around like I have a peg leg, to be honest with you, and it's rather uncomfortable walking that way. But so far, so good. I'm on the mend. God willing, I'll be back to my normal running at 100 miles an hour with my hair, well, what little of it I have, on fire. But right now, just moving along a little, moving forward a little slower than usual. But I just wanted to share that with you because hey, it's our health we're talking about here, and I have to listen to it just as much as we all do. So you have a great rest of the evening. I'll catch you next time.